Hey everybody, this is Rick, also known as Duke City Devil Dog. It is the 11th of December 2019. I am in Little Rock, Arkansas. Just got here after everything that happened. If you watched my video yesterday, it didn't end there, so don't let me get away from here without telling you how the rest of the day finished yesterday. So, or actually early this morning. Um, but I am here. I did make it to the receiver, and I'm just waiting for them to start check-ins in the morning. They'll start checking in at 4 o'clock, so I got to be over there by before 4. But I can get a few hours. I can get some sleep and then come back and get some more sleep. Anyway, so a few things. We've I've got a pre-plan already for my next trip, starting here, heading to the West Coast. So I'm psyched about that. That's going to be about a 4 or 5 day journey. So get me close to getting ready for Christmas time, and headed home for about 7 days. So looking forward to that. Anyway, I told you I was going to finish up the story about yesterday. So when I talked to you last, I was waiting for a train to pass. It sort of rhymes. Anyway, yes. So the train finally moved at about 45 minutes, and I was able to move. Now, one of the things that you have to understand is, and I'm going to give you a little lesson here about the weight of one of these trucks. So, when we look at the total weight of these trucks, they have to be certain things. I mean, you guys, everybody who's ever been on a road has seen all these weigh stations all over. A lot of times they're not open. Sometimes you'll like, where's the weigh station? You know, because it says weigh station. There's just a little turn off. Those are portable weigh stations, and they use portable scales for those. But anyway, but you see these weigh stations, and you wonder, okay, so what's that about, right? Well, these weigh stations, they check to make sure that you know how much your truck weighs. There are limits. And that, we're not talking about the big oversized special, uh, you know, things like that. We're talking about a normal truck, an 18 wheeler with 5 axles, just like my truck has. Okay, so M has 3 axles. Okay, my truck has 3 axles. It's the front axles, which are the steer tires. Okay, that's the steer axle. I have the drive axles. Those are the second and third axles. Those are the ones that provide the power to the vehicle. Okay, and support half of the weight, or should support about half of the weight of the trailer. And then there are what are called the tandems in for most trailers. Sometimes some specialized trailers don't have tandems. They have split axles where you can move the axles independently. But in most of our trailers, they have tandems. There's 2 more axles, and they're together, and they slide front and back. Now, real quick, the most that our trucks can carry, or that can weigh, not just carry, but can weigh, are 80,000 pounds. Okay, that's 40 tons. All right, I've talked to you about that before when I've talked to you about getting in front of trucks and stuff like that. But 80,000 pounds. But where that weight, you can just throw, a ton of weight in the back, 45,000 pounds in the back, and, is what we can carry that way, because you have to add the weight of the trailer and the weight of the truck and the engine and everything. But 45,000 plus pounds, you can't just throw that in the trailer and just go, okay, go for it. No, because it makes a difference, it makes a difference. You've seen these, they have what are called bridge laws, okay? Bridges can only hold so much weight, and in a certain way, and it's got to, and so that weight's got to be distributed right. If it's not, then it can cause an issue. So what we have a rule is that our front axles, our steer axles, can carry up to 12,000 pounds of weight. Our drive tires can carry 34,000 pounds of weight, and the tandems that are on the trailer can carry 34,000 pounds of weight. Okay, we can actually carry a little bit more on the steer tires, 12,400, and that's for the APU that I mentioned before to you guys before, that auxiliary power unit. The government provided an exception, 400 additional pounds to cover the weight of that, because we're trying to save energy, so it was a little bit, bonus in that. But you look, so it's really important that 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 the total weight's not more than 80,000, but each axle or each set of axles aren't overweight. Well, so how do we do that? We take it to usually a truck stop or someplace that has what are called certified scales. You'll see the most popular ones are CAT scales, and you'll probably see them all over the place. But we go to a CAT scale and we pull the truck up. Now there's a nice little app. You pay like $12 and it'll tell you what. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, I don't want to start over with this. So I apologize for that. But anyway, it'll tell you what each axle weighs and the total weight of the vehicle, because it weighs it all independently. Well, my tandems were overweight. They were 35,700 pounds, 1,700 pounds overweight on there. My truck wasn't overweight as a whole. It was about 79,000 pounds, which is really heavy, because these things usually don't get right at that 80,000 pound mark. But we get close sometimes, and this is really close. But I was overweight over there, and I could get a huge fine. I get pulled into a weigh station or any of those things. I get a huge fine. The company gets a fine, and then we get points for being overweight, which are not good to get those points. Okay, so the trick on that is to move the tandems to get the weight distributed better. If I move the tandems back, it takes weight off it'll take weight off the tandems and move it a little bit more to the drive wheels. If I move the tandems forward, it puts more weight on the tandems and less on the drive. So I could move those I needed to move those tandems back about 5 holes back, about give or take about 40 inches, give or take, okay, backwards to even out the load. And the way to do that is we pull this pin. It's a pneumatic pin, and it pulls these two, or pneumatic button. We pull it out, and it pulls these two pins that hold those tandems in place, pulls them in, and then they slide along this rail. Well, that pneumatic piston wasn't working right and wasn't pulling the two pins in. It was pulling one, but not both. So I couldn't slide the tandems. So I got stuck at TA waiting for them to fix it so that I could slide the tandems. So once they fixed it, I was able to slide the tandems, reweigh it, and I was perfect. I mean, I was balanced just right. Only problem is that now I was out of hours, out of my 14-hour clock. I'd only driven about 5 hours for the day, but I had been on duty for 14 hours, so I couldn't drive anymore. So I was stuck. 6 o'clock in the morning, I was stuck at TA for the night until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. At which time I got my clock back and I made this run up here. It's about 10 o'clock at night, a little after that, and I'm here and waiting to get unloaded. Once I get unloaded and everything like that, I'll go do a washout on my truck. It'll take that to get done, and because I've got a load that's waiting for me to run all the way from here in Arkansas all the way to the West Coast. So psyched about that, but it'll be a nice journey, about 3 to 4 days, and we'll see from there. So it was a day. So if yesterday it made me want to quit this job, there's not much going to want to make me quit this job, because it actually got to the point where it was comical. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, what next? And that may be just me, because I find humor in a lot, but it was just that kind of thing. So anyway, it is what it is. But I'm out on the road and I'm enjoying it. I'm out solo. Still want to get my truck about 100%, or at least 95% how I want it before I show it to you in any great detail. I got to pick up some stuff when we get to Albuquerque, get some stuff in Gallup, that kind of stuff, and probably during my break try to organize it a little bit, and then just go from there. So I hope you guys had a good one, good day. I hope you guys are having, it's hard to believe it's almost Christmas time. About a week, or it's next week. So if you're planning a journey, if you're planning on going and visiting relatives, be safe, please. As I mentioned before, be careful around these trucks. Don't cut them off. Don't tailgate them. They're 80,000 pounds. That does not stop on a dime. Okay? And you don't either. So if you're tailgating these guys and they slam on the brakes, you're going to go right into that bar. Okay? Um, so you need to be careful about that. You Here's a little trivia question for you. That bar has a nickname. What's the nickname for that bar that's on the back of the back of semis? We call them DOT bars, but that's not what I'm looking for. The nickname that bar has and why. Put it in the comments below if you know what it is, because I'll be interested to see who knows. Anyway, and like I said, we don't stop on a dime either. So if you brake it hard in front of us, we're gonna go right up your backside, and that's not, you're not gonna survive that. You're just not going at a certain at speed on a highway, doing 60 miles an hour. This truck is going to take almost more than 2 football fields in length to stop. All right. So just don't chance it. Not with your family. Get there a couple minutes later. You can get there a little bit later, and be safe than to do something stupid. So anyway, hope you guys have a good one. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to it. If you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Share them with other people. I'm really trying to get my subscriber base up. So if you're watching my videos and you like them and you haven't subscribed, please do. You can hit the bell icon and you'll get notifications of when I post. But I post just about every day. So far, I've posted every day. I don't guarantee that it will be every day once I get more moving, because I've got to get my schedule situated. As we go and I start to get more in depth in certain kinds of filming that I have an idea for, it may not be every day, because that may be take a little bit more time, but I don't know right now. But I appreciate it, and I appreciate you tuning in and watching for me. I've had nearly, I think, 8,000 minutes of views. That's great, you guys. I appreciate it. So you guys have a great one, and I am driving for Stevens Transport, and I'm psyched. You guys have a great one. Take care.